Good afternoon once again from Miami, Florida, USA. This seems to be a good studio, a good outdoor studio, as long as the weather is good and the sun is just right towards the end of the day. It kind of shines on me, but not directly in my face. It's also going through some trees. Anyway, wound up being inside a lot today. I was hoping to be in the outdoors more, but an unexpected surprise as I was preparing for my trip to Brazil in just 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks now. I found out that they have just reinstated the visa requirement for U.S. citizens, and it's reciprocal, so you can't really complain. And so, but it took me a while because I had to get everything together, and so now it is in process of submission, and hopefully we'll have that soon. It's just an electronic visa, I believe. I don't think anything stamped in the passport or a sticker like in the old days, but even so, a good thing to remember these days. The places that you thought maybe don't need visas, you better check again, because Brazil had dropped the visa requirements several years ago in order to increase tourism. But I suppose that recent circumstances in the world events have caused them to reinstate it out of fairness, because we require one of them, and so at any rate, it only costs half what it used to. It was $80 instead of 160 like it used to be. That being said, definitely looking forward to that. They're going to be meeting lots of good companies down there. Got my flight plan. I'll be flying the night of April 21st, right after Easter, down to Sao Paulo. Have a little bit of a layover there in Guarulhos, and then on to Campo Grande, where the adventure begins. Be out there for about 8 or 9 days, and then I'm scheduled to fly back through Sao Paulo on the 30th with a day flight up. I always like those because you really get to see the Amazon. But I may stay over and see friends for a couple of days in the Sao Paulo region, maybe head down to the beach in Ubatuba. We shall see. Anyway, I think today's topics it's going to be unusual places, and I'm going to show you today Mongolia. I went to Mongolia with my son Martin, who was at that time 13. Martin is now one of our top content creators. He creates new trips, generating lots of different intelligence gathering to get those trips all over the world. And so one of them, and he's based up in Alaska. So obviously a lot of adventure travel up there. And so, and we actually, I was just up there a few weeks ago, 27 below zero, but really beautiful. We'll have some, we're going to do a little bit of a blog post on that, I think. So without further ado, we're going to present share screen. And so here we go. So today's trip, oh wow, look at Uzbekistan. What an incredible country. You can get there in about a little over a day from anywhere in the east coast of the US, flying via Istanbul on Turkish Airlines, and then changing for Samarkand. Changing for Tashkent, Uzbekistan. So Mongolia. Let's head out to Mongolia. And here we are. United Airlines, by the way, is starting flights this summer, direct from Newark to Ulaanbaatar. Is that pretty amazing or what? That used to be a very difficult country to get to. When we went in 2013, we took the first part of the Trans-Siberian Express that was going from Beijing to Moscow. We did the first part. It was about a 30-hour journey. From Beijing to Ulaanbaatar. So what I'm showing here now is this is by Wild Frontiers, an amazing outfit that I showed you yesterday, Nomads of the Steppe. This goes for $3,634. Um, and so what we do is this is one that is starting September 2nd. You get to Ulaanbaatar, the capital. It has as of last count over half the country's population. The country was just over 2 million people. 1 million of them live in Ulaanbaatar. It's crowded and polluted, but pretty amazing place. Markets, the food is amazing, and really cool buildings. And the rest of the countryside is empty. Here we go up to Turelj National Park, which has some really amazing rock formations. Horseback riding, we did horseback riding there for like 3 days. You sleep in yurts, but they're kind of modernized yurts. I think they even had electricity there, and they have heating with the wood stoves and great food as well. Now here we go to again in Turelj National Park. Khuslai National Park, went there also in 2013. I went 2 years in a row, once with one of my sons and the next year with two of my sons, with both my sons. And we came in by bus from Ulan-Uji in Siberia in Russia. That was quite a trip. We took the bus from, it was an all-day bus trip from Siberia to Mongolia. And then we flew from there down to China. And the first time we took the train in, and then we flew to Shanghai out of Ulaanbaatar. Yeah, check this out. I'm going to, of course, I'm going to, get the URL right here, which I'll put into the show. And yeah, so you're going to go around really great places. Now, we were there in the summer at the time of Naadam Festival, but we didn't do the big one in Ulaanbaatar. We did one out in the country on the countryside of Gurban Bulag, which was a really amazing place, and we were like some of the only foreigners. I think we were the only foreigners, so we were the guests of honor. We met the local tribal heads and the chiefs and everything. So here's the Orkhon Valley. Not sure if I've been there. Again, it's an amazing trip, Orkhon Valley. So you're really seeing the real Mongolia. I mean, Mongolia is a real place. You don't have to, there's no fakery there yet, and hopefully won't be. And people don't bother you. They don't, try to follow you and sell you things. If you want to buy things, you go to the market where you find some pretty amazing places. Day 9, that is here. We get back to Ulaanbaatar, and you would fly on to wherever. You go to China. Russia is maybe, I think you can go there, but that's not. We don't have any trips in China in Russia at the moment. We'll see how things develop. So now I think I want to show you. I have some pictures of Mongolia. So just a minute, I have to put on the nerdy glasses here from the cool glasses. And I'm going to show in present. We're going to do image files. No, not these. Okay, we stop screen and present. I'm trying to find how we do the photos. I may have to do green screen for the photos. Let's see. Present is share screen. Okay, so entire screen. Okay, I'm going to show Mongolia. I'm going to go through this very quickly. Sunrise in Mongolia as we arrive on the train. Our passports at the ready. And these are, have entered Mongolia, and okay. All right, this is not quite the way I want to do it, but let's see if we can get through some of these pictures. I'm just going to go through very quickly. So on the train, here we are having breakfast in the dining car. Pretty amazing dining car with the deer heads and all. My son is, of course, much bigger than that now. Doing a little bit of work in our car as we look out and start to get ready. Here we are in Ulaanbaatar. Went immediately into the countryside. Stayed in yurts for the night. Horse skulls. It's really the land of the horse there. Some businessmen out in the middle of the fields. They used a Cyrillic alphabet there that was, they had a Tibetan style alphabet before the Russians arrived in 1922, the Soviets, I mean. And what's good is I can read Cyrillic. I can't speak Mongolian though, but I can, when you can read the alphabet, it helps a lot. Here's horses. Horses there pretty much, they are independent. They wander at will, but they can be called and will join and will, and can be, and will take you for a ride actually. So it's a unique way for horses to live. An offering. It's very Buddhist, the country. And here's our yurt that we stayed in. Here we're having a marmot for lunch. Using the old blowtorch. And the meat is really delicious. Marmot. So marmot with noodles, actually. And here we go out riding. They did have the safety features of a helmet. Didn't have a saddle though. We just rode on a blanket. You get pretty good riding there. And now here we go off to. Oh yeah, this poor little goat here couldn't walk. Its legs froze in 60 below zero weather. That's how cold it gets there in the winter. In the summer, it's about 60 above. And this is mare's milk, kumis, of which you are obligated to drink some. So that's Mongolia. And we have a lot more pictures and videos. If you go to totaladventure.travel, go to magazine. And by the way, these kids are racing horses when they're 5. So they don't have the incessant nanny state safety as in this country. Wow, I was kind of hefty back then. I'm actually lighter now. I'm getting lighter by the day. It's like we're having another marmot for dinner. So that's stop sharing, and that's Mongolia for today. In the next couple of days, I'll be traveling and maybe just traveling around the state. May not have time for a broadcast show, but you're going to see them from all over the world. I will, just because I'm traveling, I won't stop. In fact, what's going to be really great is you're going to have live on location. We're going over to Instagram Pro in a couple of days, and so I may be able to simulcast even from Instagram in the StreamYard. So that's about everything. I hope that everybody enjoyed the show, and I need to here. I'm going to put the okay. So that's the link for the Mongolia trips. All right, so check those out. And we're going to be setting up questions in the next few days. I have to do some settings on that where people can ask questions. We'll even have people come on here live, both guests and other and providers of all these incredible trips. So gone over a little bit, 15 minutes. I think that's plenty enough. Like I say, you can. I'm going to put an email here. And that's our email here. If anybody has questions or comments, please send them there. And that's it. And enjoy. This is our third show from our returning of TotalAdventure.tv, and looking forward to many, many more.